Good afternoon, my beautiful ladies. Happy Sunday. How is everybody? So first of all, you guys are going to see me kind of looking back and forth, and it's because I'm live on my Instagram as well as my Facebook. So if you see me kind of looking back and forth, that's what I'm doing. So happy Sunday, everybody. Hi, Nancy over there on Instagram. How are you? Hello to you ladies that are coming in on Facebook. Make sure you guys, as you come in, make sure you hit that share button and tag some people so we can get started in our conversation today. I hope that everybody has been having an amazing weekend thus far. Hi, Tasha Dove over here on Facebook. How are you? So I'm so excited to go ahead and get started and get back into what I'm supposed to be doing in the first place. Okay. So hello to each and every one of you guys. Hello, hello, hello. So for those that are going to be new to me, because I'm sure there's going to be some people that will get introduced to this video by someone sharing it on their timeline or what have you, I am Coach Chaun. I am an author, life coach, and personal advisor. And so hello to each and every one of you beautiful ladies that come into this live, who decide to follow my page, who decide to subscribe to me on YouTube, and all those amazing things. Hello and welcome to you. Welcome into my space, and I'm glad to have you here. Okay. So thank you to everybody that is joining. Thank you to everybody that will watch this as a playback. Thank you to everybody that will follow my Coach Chaun page on Facebook. Thank you to everybody that will start to follow me on Instagram. And thank you to everybody that will be a new subscriber to me on YouTube. Thank you so very much, because I appreciate each and every one of you ladies, because you could have been doing anything else, but you decided to be here with me. Okay. So first of all, like I said, make sure you share this video. If you're watching this as a playback on YouTube, because I will be uploading this onto YouTube, make sure when you watch it, you hit the thumbs up button and share, because that will help me get more exposure on the YouTube. You know how those algorithms go. Okay. So just make sure that you hit thumbs up when you watch it on YouTube. Okay, so I want to first of all kind of give you guys an introduction as to how these will work, because I will be coming live to you guys on Sundays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, barring anything outside of my control. But I will be here with you guys on Sundays, okay? And the whole premise behind my live coaching with Coach Chaun on Sundays, Tasha said I might be going back and forth between. Okay, no problem. Bounce back and forth. Do whatever is comfortable for you or works best for you. So the premise behind the live coaching sessions on Sundays is going to be me taking the time to basically pour into you ladies, into you amazing women, to try to help uplift you, motivate you, and just empower you to do amazing things, to heal possibly with some things that you're toying with or dealing with, and just to be able to help you guys out in a bigger way. Okay. So the way the show is going to run every Sunday, when I get on here, of course, I'm going to say my pleasantries, say hello out to all of you wonderful women, and then we'll do a recap of the previous week. So we'll kind of talk about just briefly kind of the key points from the previous week. And then if you guys have any questions about what we touched on the previous week, I can address those. And then from there, I'll go into what I want to share for that week. So whatever the new topic is or whatever I want to share with you guys for that particular week, I will go into that. And then after that, we'll go into a Q&A. So if any of you ladies have any questions, or you want to pick my brain, or you want to ask advice about the topic that we're talking about or anything like that, I'll open it up for a Q&A, and we'll do that. And then we'll just close the show out with me giving you either a takeaway, something that's practical that you can use, or even giving you a homework assignment to prepare for the following week. So in so many words, this is going to be very interactive. This is not just me getting on here talking, and really you're going to get out of it what you put into it. So if you participate, you do the little things that I'm going to be sharing, you take in the information that I'm giving and sharing and all of those things and apply them, then I hope that when you walk away from this, then you will have gotten something from it, because that's the whole purpose behind me doing this, is to basically pour into you and for you ladies to get something from it. Okay. Let me just do something really quick on Facebook, but I don't even think that I can do it. They changed the format, you guys, on Facebook, and it just looks really weird to me, and like I can't even share it on my other page, but I'll share it later. So yesterday I did a quick video. Some of you guys have saw it. If you did not, then you can go back and watch it later. And I did a quick video about mindset, and the whole basic premise behind that was just me letting you guys know that your mindset has a huge effect on what goes on in your life. If you have a defeated mindset, you have a negative mindset, you allow others to affect your mindset and all those things, you will see that manifest that into your life. And if you have a positive mindset and you understand that life comes with its challenges and you're able to overcome those things and go that route, then you will see positive things manifest themselves into your life. And so one of the things that I tasked you ladies to do yesterday when I did the mindset video is to think about where your mindset is right now, whether you feel that it's positive, negative, neutral, and and if you feel brave enough to share, because I would like for us to have a dialogue. I don't want to be doing all the talking. If you want to share about where you have discovered your mindset to be, if you could put that in the comments, we'll kind of talk about that really briefly. If any of you ladies want to share that information and perhaps it could help somebody else in the comments. And then after we talk about that briefly, then I'll move on to what I want to actually talk about this week, which is the title of this video, dealing with stress. Okay. So anybody want to share in the comments, kind of, if you did take a look at the video from yesterday, if you took the time to think about where your mindset is right now and you want to share that, I would love to see it. Hopefully you guys brought your pen and paper, as I have done so as well. And whatever your drink of choice is, mine is water. Well, whatever your drink of choice is, honey, this is a judgment-free zone, okay? If you want to sip on a little bit of wine, you want to sip on a little bit of a margarita, whatever you want to sip on while we have our discussion, by all means, go right ahead. My drink of choice this week happens to be water. Perhaps it'll be something other another week. I don't know. But I'm gonna give just a few moments to see if anybody would like to share kind of what they figured out their mindset to be right now, and then we'll touch on that. And then if not, then I will go ahead and get going into our topic for this week, which again we're gonna talk about stress a little bit, okay? Because I'm pretty sure that somebody on this live is going to say they are under a stressful situation. Okay, and I think that all of us can say that if you're not currently stressed right now, you have been in the past, or unfortunately you will be at some point. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. Z Breezy, which is my bestie over on Instagram, hey girl, she said her mindset is all over right now. She's dealing with the death of a loved one, and she's also dealing with a new positive blessing in her life, so she's happy and sad at the same time. That is very, very common, because you have to understand that we are human. And as much as we want to stay in a positive mindset, there are going to be things that are going to come our way that is going to kind of shake that mindset, and that's okay. The key is not to stay stuck in whatever that negative or defeated or whatever mindset is, okay? Loss of a loved one, if you weren't in a negative headspace in any kind of way or mindset, I would probably question, okay? That's very normal. Just continue to work through that. Like my slogan, I always tell people you have to deal in order to heal. So the biggest thing to do as far as that mindset or that portion of your mindset, make sure you're dealing with those feelings and those emotions. Don't mask them, okay? Don't try to push them down. Don't try to hide from them, run from them, etc. Because when you do that, it's only a detriment to yourself. And you're going to find yourself having a more difficult time to try to get back onto a positive mindset if you try to just push away those negative feelings and emotions. Deal with that. It's going to take time, but in due time, you'll see that your mindset will start to shift, and that's okay. Okay. So thank you so much for sharing. Any of my ladies on Facebook, none of my ladies on Facebook want to share about their mindset, and that's fine. This is not a position to force anybody to do anything they don't want to do. Deborah over on Instagram said, hey, Chaun, it's been a long time seeing you guys. So, hey, Deborah, how are you? I'm back, girl. Every Sunday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, okay? Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get into our topic for this week. So the topic that I wanted to talk about this week is stress. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because this is a real life example that I'm sharing with you guys. Because when I tell you, honey, I've been dealing with some stress over the last maybe week and a half to 2 weeks that has just taken me to a whole different mindset. I had to really refocus and regroup. And it had nothing to do with my personal life. It was all strictly professional, okay? When I tell you that I had some stresses come my way that was about to take me out, okay? I was just, it was a lot. And I learned a lot about myself in going through this heavy, stressful situation right now. And so I wanted to talk about stress, and perhaps in the midst of us having this conversation and me sharing this with you amazing ladies, we'll talk about that together, and perhaps we can help some other individuals that may be stressed in their current lives right now. Okay. So one of the things that I want to talk about when it comes to stress is sometimes you may not even realize that you're stressed, because there's some stresses that come your way and you're like, no, I'm not stressed out, and it manifests itself differently in your life. That can happen. That was not the case for me. Like, I knew I was stressed. I knew it. I felt it, everything. Okay. But there are some times where you'll be like, no, I'm not stressed. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. But you'll notice some things changing in your life, either with your health, your mental, your sleep patterns, your appetite, etc. And those all could be signs of you being under stress and not even really knowing it. Okay. One other thing to keep in mind, and I had to also keep in mind, is when we get stressed and it's a very heavy, stressful situation, sometimes we displace that. And you know where it get displaced? It usually gets displaced to those people that are closest to us, our spouses, our partners, our kids, our family members, all those things, because the people who are usually around you the most, they are going to take a brunt of whatever your stress is. And you may not even, trust me, nobody wakes up and be like, I'm about to take all my stress out on all my loved ones and I'm gonna make their lives a living hell because mine feels like that in my head. Like, nobody wakes up and says that, but it's a reality. And it's one of the major things to do when it comes to that is to try to be aware of it. Take the time and really pay attention. Self-awareness is huge, and I'm gonna probably do a video. We're probably gonna do a session one week all about self-awareness, but we'll in that later. But self-awareness is so huge. Like, when I tell you that when you become self-aware of yourself and you start to really examine yourself and pay attention to yourself, pay attention to your actions, pay attention to your reactions to things, pay attention to your habits, your moods, all that will be, you'll be doing a great service to yourself. It's just to learn how to be self-aware. Okay. So one of the things, when you realize that you are displacing this stress, you need to take the time, okay, to try to regroup. Even if you have to say, you know what, I love all of you guys, no matter who the all you guys are, and take a minute and be like, you know, I need to self-isolate. You know how we all have been quarantining because of COVID? Sometimes you need to quarantine because of stress. Because if you walking around and people don't even want to see you coming, you need to just take a minute, okay, and just be like, you know what, I need some time, because I realize, self-awareness, I realize that I am not showing up as my best self to you, and I need to take a moment and I need to walk away. And once I walk away and I come back, I'm going to try to bring my best foot forward. Okay. So being self-aware about you displacing that stress or whatever, that's going to be huge. And that is going to help those people around you actually rally around you and be the support system that you probably need them to be. But when you just a raging lunatic, don't nobody want to be around you. They be like, you know what, whatever you're dealing with, I don't want to be a part of it, because now it's coming down on me, and it's the pits. Okay. So being self-aware of your displacement will go a long way. Okay. Hey, Miss Tiffany Smith Bell. Um, the T Shack said, pay attention to your stressors. Exactly. And I'm gonna get to that also. So first of all, with stress, displacement. Try to be aware of whether you're displacing that onto others that are not, okay, worthy of it. Okay, they're not worthy of that. Also, what are you doing when you find yourself in a stressful situation? A huge thing to do is to, what are you doing to mitigate that? What are you doing to reduce your stress? What are you doing to take that stress away? What are you doing to deal with that? Because that's huge. If you're just constantly going through and you're just constantly being stressed and you're not doing anything whatsoever to try to reduce that, you're going to cause major harm to yourself. You're going to cause major harm to yourself mentally, emotionally, spiritually, health wise, physically, all those things. If you're not doing anything whatsoever, or because I have had clients where they're just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to de-stress. Nothing that I do works. I just can't figure out a way. You need to figure out and find a way to de-stress. You have to, because if you don't, you're going to find yourself causing more damage to yourself in ways that you didn't even realize that you could. Okay. Especially my women, my ladies out there who may be dealing with high blood pressure, such as myself. I'm pre-hypertensive. So I'm working hard to try to make sure that I combat that. Ladies dealing with, any other kind of chronic illnesses, it can exacerbate that. Okay, it can irritate that. It can just throw that stuff into a thing. Okay, so you have to figure out what can you do to mitigate and to reduce your stress. some of the things, I'm gonna give you some suggestions, okay? And what I would like you ladies to do is, if you have found things that work for you to reduce stress, please share those in the comments, because what you may find is there may be some ladies on here tonight, or that may come across this video on whatever platform they find it. They may be struggling trying to figure out what can they do to reduce stress, and some of those things that work for you could be good suggestions for them, and we could end up helping one another. Okay, so I'm going to give you some things that I have done to reduce stress, and maybe you can try those and see if they work, see if they help. Okay. I love water. So I am like a fish. My mom used to call me a fish when I was little because I used to love to swim. I love the sound of water. It's very calming for me. It's relaxing. So of course, I don't have a beach outside of my house. I wish I did. It would be amazing, but I don't. So another thing that you can do, baths. People say it all the time. It sounds real cliche. And they be like, girl, take a bath, light some candles, get a good. It can work, especially if you're one of those type of people like me that loves water. Like, I love being close to water. I love the sound of it, all of that. That can help. Just running the bath water and listening to it just calms, okay? Sitting in the water, feeling the water, all that. That can be very calming. So that can be something that can help you stress. Tasha Dove said in the comments, exercise, huge, huge. A lot of majority of us, I will say that, don't like to exercise, but it has so many benefits. Not only does it have the health benefits, weight benefits, weight management, all of that, but your body starts to produce all these hormones and endorphins and all that during exercise that is very calming and helps to de-stress. Exercise can help. Yoga. I'm not a yogi, but there are a lot of women that are, and I want to actually get into it. I've heard that yoga is amazing when it comes to reducing stress. Try yoga. Meditation. I know a lot of women who do meditation. I can't seem to get myself disciplined enough to do meditation. I really want to get into that, but once I sit there for too long, I can't shut my mind off. Like, my mind races too much for me to meditate, but I really want to get into that because I've heard that it's amazing. Meditation is another good example. Something that I like to do, I love movies. And as crazy as it sounds, and it's more of an entertainment thing, but me just sitting down and just focusing on a movie helps bring my stress down, because I'm able to refocus my attention for, even if it's just for an hour and a half, 2 hours nowadays. Movies nowadays is like 5 minutes, but whatever the length of the time is of the movie, I can just feel it just coming down because I'm able to refocus and not just be zoned in on whatever the stress is. So that's good for me. Writing works for me. I love to write. You guys know I'm an author. I've published a book. Writing helps. I used to write poetry. I haven't in a long time, but poetry used to help because it was a way for me to get that out. Okay, it was a way for me. Some people like to just journal write, where they just free write. They just sit down with a pen and paper and they just write whatever that comes to their mind. That can be helpful. Z Breezy over Instagram said music, listening to music. There are a lot of people who love, 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 love music, and that is a way for them to de-stress. It helps relax them. It helps calm them. They get to moving, they listening to the right music, they get to moving and dancing. That goes hand in hand with that exercise, because it gets those hormones and everything going in your body. So that can help. Okay. Janet Finney says she gets in her car and just rides. Yes. Some people like just nature. So some people just go and they sit in their yards, or they walk in their yards barefoot. Some people have this connection to the earth and to the natural environment, that when they do that, that helps calm them. That helps decrease that stress for them. The breeze, you know what I'm saying? Or just seeing other things, getting out and driving around and changing your environment. That's huge, because if you can't unplug from the environment or the situation that's causing you stress, you can never get away from it. So that's good. Let's see. What other things have you guys shared? Retail therapy. Dominique said retail therapy helps her. Well, honey, if your coins are set up in such a way that you can do retail therapy and it don't cause any effects for you, by all means, retail therapy it up, okay? So I personally don't do that, and it's not because I don't have the coins. It's just because I just don't see I can't just let that money go like that unless it's going towards something else that's going to be making me some more money, okay? So, and retail therapy, I just don't see the return on my investment with that most of the time. So, but if that works for you, by all means, okay? Amber Renee said it starts in her lower back. The more stress the higher she can feel it. See, so she's in tune. That goes to that self-awareness. And let me share something with you guys. in this last couple of weeks, when I found myself in this high pressure, high stress situation with work, I noticed, and I never noticed it before, I noticed that my stress bottles up in my muscles. So I get sore, I get tense. Like I literally feel like, you know how you work out real good, real hot and heavy, and then you be sore for like the next couple of days? Like I get that same type of feeling. Like I get to the point where my back starts aching, my shoulders start aching, my legs are like I feel like I've been working out for 6 hours and ain't did nothing. So I learned that my body holds the stress in and it gets into my muscles and stuff and then I'm sore. So I know that for me, I need to start doing things to help, with my muscle movement and my and moving because that helps. When you start getting really sore, when you exercise, you don't just stop exercising and be like, I'm done. You keep going because then your body gets immune to that and it gets used to that and it gets conditioned to that. So I've learned that one of the things that I need to start doing when it comes to stress is I need to move more. I need to start exercising and things like that because I think that that will help me. So learning your cues and learning how your body reacts to stress helps because it helps you to identify it. Because like I said earlier, there's times where we may be stressed and we're like, no, I'm not stressed, I'm fine. I used to tell my doctor all the time, you go to the doctor, they'd be like, are you stressed out? No, I'm good. Lo and behold, I was. I just didn't realize or couldn't identify it or was in denial of it or all those things. So when you know how your body reacts to stress, then you'll be able to identify it sooner and be able to act on it and do things about it sooner. Okay. So continue to share things in the comments about what you do for stress because like I said, when people watch this either as a playback or perhaps now, you sharing those things could help somebody. So make sure you share in the comments what you do for stress because that would be awesome because there's some things, like I said, I share some of the things that I do or that I've given clients to do and it helps. And maybe those things will help you if you haven't tried those. So that's that. And then as far as when it comes to stress, a huge, 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 huge thing, and I might be preaching to the choir when I say this, a huge thing to consider when it comes to stress is what are you doing to find a resolution to eliminate the stress? Okay. The key, you can mitigate all day. You can do all the things to decrease the stress. You can do all those things. Excuse me. But if you keep going back to the same situation that's causing you stress, first of all, why are you abusing yourself like that? Okay, let's not do that. And then let's find a way to resolve it so that we can work to eliminate it. Will you be able to eliminate every single stress in your life? No, I'm not saying that. But if you find yourself being stressed from something that's avoidable or that can be changed, what are you doing to change it and what are you doing to get out of the stressful situation, no matter whether it's work, friendship, relationship, whatever? What are you doing to eliminate the stress? That's the key, because you can keep putting band-aids on it all day. You can take a million baths, you can get 1,000 massages. Oh, massages is another one. You get 1,000 massages, you can run around the park barefoot all day long and all night long, but if you keep just running back to it, how long is that going to go? Okay. So, what are you doing to eliminate or find a resolution or a solution to the source of your stress? Does that mean, what does that look like for you? If it's dealing with your job, okay, what are you doing? Is it a situation where it's time for you to make a move? Okay, to decide, okay, I need to do something else because this is no longer an asset. It's a liability. And first of all, jobs are liabilities anyway, but that's a whole nother topic of discussion. This is now a liability for me, and I need to get into a situation where I feel like it's an asset again. Okay, so does that mean, okay, I need to pick up that business idea that I had oh so long ago and actually get into it and make it happen so I can walk away from this fraggle naggle that's causing me all this stress? Okay, is it a situation where it's a friendship and is no longer mutually beneficial? Okay, relationships, friendships, connections are supposed to be mutually beneficial. Am I saying you're supposed to use people? Absolutely not. But what I am saying is that it should be mutually beneficial. If it's no longer mutually beneficial, okay, I need to either recategorize you and put you in a different space because now this is no longer working, or we need to go ahead and sever ties. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's not, doesn't make you bad, doesn't make me bad. It just means that this is no longer mutually beneficial. And so I'm making the decision that we need to go ahead and just sever this relationship. Okay? That can happen. And it's okay because people change. Okay? So I'm saying all that to say is once you have identified that, once you have done the work, once you've done all these things, okay, what are you now doing to find yourself a solution and a resolution to the problem instead of just saying all your woe is me's and just sitting in it and just constantly going through it day in and day out over and over and over and over and over again. Okay. Let me see. Janet Finney says, so that's pretty much all that I have about stress. I'm going to look at some of you guys' comments, and then I want to open it up for Q&A. So this is a portion. This is the portion of the show that you guys ask me questions, reflect on kind of what I've shared, and let's have an open dialogue. So that's where I'm going to do. So I'm going to read these comments that I have. If you guys have questions, okay, put those in there so that I can address those. Okay. If you end up watching this as a playback, definitely still put your questions in there. And what I'll do is when we have our show next week, I'll start the show off by recapping and then answering any questions that maybe I missed in the comments or that I feel is beneficial to share with the group. Also to my ladies over there on YouTube, when you guys see this, please feel free to put anything in the comments and I will make sure, again, I will address those on next week's show so that I can make sure that everybody has their questions, comments, and things addressed, okay? So let me see. Janet Finney says, my doctor says I'm so used to functioning within my stress, it's usually stored in my unconscious. It causes hair shed. It can manifest itself in so many ways. It can manifest itself in hair shed, weight loss, weight gain, lack of sleep, sleeping too much, suppressed appetite, what is the word? Eating too much. It's a word for it, but I couldn't think of it. Eating too much. Um, Restlessness, um, body aches, sickness. You find yourself getting sick all the time. Why do I keep getting a cold every other week? Like I don't understand why your immune system is reduced. So many ways your body manifests and pushes that out to be like, hey, it's like an alarm. You know how you cooking and you left something in the oven too long and it's get real smoky and your smoke detectors go off? That's your body's smoke detector. Like, hey, something's wrong and this is not right and I don't like it and I'm trying to tell you that something's wrong and this is not right. Like your body talks to you. We have to learn how to listen to our bodies because our bodies will tell us all the time. Like if you one of those people that burn the candle from both ends and then your body just shut down and you can't even like sit up no more, you can't even have a conversation, you can't even make it through a 30-minute TV show, your body is saying, look, I'm tired, okay? We've been hitting it hard and heavy. It's time for a break. I need you to rest, okay? Because I'm getting to the point where I'm going to shut down on you, and that candle at the both ends ain't gonna work for you no more, okay? We have to learn how to listen to our bodies. Our bodies will tell us everything that we need to know, okay? Jenna said, when it comes to people, I'm learning to distance myself. Sometimes it's hard, though. It is very difficult, especially when you love and care about somebody. Family is very difficult because you're family, okay? But one of the things that I tell people, especially clients that I have, personal coaching sessions with, is I let people know that family, whoever, okay? People, you have to learn how to connect yourselves with people. You don't connect yourself the same way with everybody in your life. And just because they're family doesn't mean that I have to like you. Let me say that again because I know some probably just said, oh, I can't believe she just said that. Just because we are family does not mean that I need to like you. I can love you, be there for you, jump in front of a bullet for you, but I don't have to like you. Okay? Same thing with anybody else. Like we have to understand, especially when it comes to family. And that's one of the hardest things to actually like understand or to put into our psyche is that no, I'm supposed to like all my family. No, no. Because at the end of the day, we're all humans. We all have our own separate personalities. We all have our own belief systems. We have all of our own everything. And everybody doesn't mesh well. We're not all parts of the same puzzle. If that was the case, then everybody would get along. And then we know that's not the case, okay? Everybody doesn't fit into your puzzle. And that's okay. Because again, it doesn't mean that you're wrong, doesn't mean that I'm wrong. It just means that we're different. And our differences don't mesh well. And that's okay. Okay. Hey Candy. Candy said walking off your job release stress immediately. Touche. That it does. Just make sure that when you do pack your bag and just be like, I'm clocking out for lunch, and oh, by the way, I'm not coming back. Just make sure that you're ready to put in the work, okay? And what I mean by that is just make sure that when you make that leap, be prepared to fall a little bit, be prepared to knock up against the mountain a little bit, but be prepared to pull your parachute and do what you need to do in order to recover from that. So I usually tell people, make sure you have a plan in motion. But if you get to the point where you just can't even wait for the plan and you like forget it, then know that you need to hump, and you need to hump hard, and you need to make it happen. You need to do something to replace that. Okay. Tiffany Smith Bell says sometimes just saying no is a distraction. Yes, absolutely. Oh my gosh. Do you realize that when people constantly come to you for stuff, like all the time, just saying no, no, I can't do that. I'm not available. I can't give you that money. I can't watch your kids. I can't. I'm sorry. I can't. That eliminates it, because then there's no issue. They may be mad for a minute. You know, people get real mad when they can't get what they want from a situation sometimes. And then you have to question, okay, what are you really here for? You here for me, or are you just here for what you can get? And that's a whole nother thing. But just saying no, honey, takes it away instantly. Because I don't have to worry about tracking you down for my money. I don't have to worry about being around somebody I don't want to be around. I don't have to worry about being irritated because your kids don't act right. It just eliminates all that. So absolutely, saying no is a fantastic de-stressor. Okay, there you go. Let me see. Yes, Candy, you are absolutely a humper, and if anybody has been following us for any period of time, they know. Okay, that's what you do. It's getting a little dreary in here. Let me turn the lights on, y'all. Okay. Hopefully that helped us out a little bit. Okay, yeah, helped us out a little bit. Okay, let's see. What else y'all got as far as stress? Okay, now I'm going to open it up. Now that we've talked about, kind of shared what we do for stress and talked about stress for a little while and stuff like that. What questions? This is the time where I open the show up for you guys to ask me questions. What questions do you have for me? What is there something that you're currently going through that you want to run by me? If you don't feel comfortable sharing in a group, that's fine. I am available for personal coaching. All you have to do is email me at coachshawnjohnson@gmail.com, and then we can work together one-on-one, and I can let you know what it is to do that. But what questions? I'm opening it up for you ladies at this point before I give you your quote-unquote homework assignment or takeaway for next week to prepare for next week's show. Okay, I'm going to give you guys a few minutes. We're going to do the Jeopardy song in our heads. And then after the Jeopardy song is done, if there be no questions and nobody has anything, nobody wants to poke and prod my brain, then we'll move on to our takeaway and our homework to prepare us for next week's show. Okay. Again, thank you guys so much for joining tonight. I'm just going to tell you guys, be prepared to do some work. Because again, this is not just me getting on here talking. This is me giving some tactical, actual things that I'm hoping that will help you guys. So be prepared to do work when you come here and you tune in every Sunday. And I would hope that if you do find this being beneficial to you, I hope that you share this, start to invite people, and let's just make this a bigger conversation week after week. Okay. Let's see. I'm still waiting. I'm still doing the Jeopardy song in my head to see if anybody got any questions or anything. And while we wait, if anybody found this being good or found this being beneficial, give me a thumbs up. Say yes, I enjoyed it. Give me some type of feedback so I know that this is good and I'm just not sitting here wasting your time and my time at the same time. Okay, let's do that. Okay. Let's see. I see nothing so far. I'm gonna give it another minute. There we go. Okay, Tiffany Smith Bell said, I constantly tell my mom, stop taking on my sister's bad decisions and her own. She's grown. Oh, stop taking on my sister's bad decisions as her own. I got you. She's grown. But as a mom, I know she worries. What advice can you give me to tell her? As a parent, that's very difficult because, like you said, that's her, in so many words, that's her baby. And us as mothers, I'm a mother as well, us as mothers, our primary focus and goal is to protect our babies, to be there to allow them not to bump their head or to bruise their knee, or, we're trying to protect them from making any of the mistakes that we've made in the past, all those things. What you need to tell mom is just let mom know, Mommy, you did all that you were supposed to do. You were supposed to be there for us from the time that we got here until the time that we walked out of that door into this big world, okay? And you trained us, you gave us advice, you taught us, you did all those things. It is now on us. Show her that you're also taking responsibility so that she knows that she's not wrong. Because sometimes parents look at it and be like, what did I do wrong? I did something wrong. It's my fault. No. Say, Mommy, it's now our job. Put yourself in the situation so she can see it in a different lens. Mommy, it's our job now to take everything that you've poured into us and to take all the lessons that you've taught us, all the things that you've given us, and it's time for us to now apply that and to be big girls and boys if you have brothers, and to just make our own decisions. Understand, we're going to make bad decisions. We're going to make bad choices. You did too. But at the same token, that's character building. You have to let Sissy, I don't know what you call your sister, Sissy, sister, whatever you call her, JoJo, whatever. It's time for you to allow her to make those decisions, make those bad decisions, and learn from them. Because if you don't, you're actually doing her more of a disservice than you are doing her a service, because you're handicapping her, and you're also keeping her from learning the lessons that you couldn't necessarily teach us, but the world had to teach us because of the decisions that we make or the choices that we make that may not that may not go the way that we want them to make. So have that kind of conversation with her, come at her with love and support, and let her know that you're not looking negatively on her. Because sometimes what we do is, especially when we're passionate about something, sometimes what we do is we go into it negative, and the person immediately puts a wall up. They're like, okay, you coming at me sideways, like, Mama, why is you doing that? And you need to let her just, you start doing the neck roll and all that, and your voice get elevated. Immediate wall. She ain't heard nothing you said, because now she's on the defense. And what she's hearing is, you're questioning my motherhood and my motherly skills, and you're telling me that I'm not doing a good job. And so that's what we hear as parents. And we hear something that counteracts or goes against what we think, we immediately go into defense mode. So go to your mom, take her to lunch, take her to whatever you want to do, and just come to her in a loving way, and just say, and reassure her. Because a lot of times we as parents, or moms especially, we need reassurance to know that we did a good job and it's okay. And because our kids decide to make bad decisions, it's not necessarily a reflection on us, but it's just the choices that they're making as an adult. Like, that's what we do. All of us have done it. All of us will continue to do it until the day we die. Like, that's just what we do as humans. We do. We make bad choices. We make bad decisions. We learn lessons. We learn tough lessons. Like, that's a part of life. Like, that's just what we do. Okay. So try that and see if that helps. Um, it could also be a situation where, if it's getting to a point where it's still not being heard, then maybe your mom and your sister may want to employ the help of a mediator, or a counselor or something like that. I'm huge on mediation, because I believe that people are able to, an outsider or a non-biased person can help you hear things that you wouldn't normally hear because you're in the situation. And sometimes having that outside set of ears can help navigate through a situation, because they're able to hear things, and they're also able to help you hear what's trying to be told, even though you may not necessarily be hearing it right. Like, the words could be coming out and landing wrong, and you're not able to decipher that. So I'm huge on that. I'm big on mediation. Like, that's like a huge thing for me, and I love doing it. But sometimes that helps. So hope that helps. Anybody else have any other questions, or want to bounce anything off of me, or anything like that, before I give you guys your takeaway? You're welcome, Tiffany. Anything else? I will give you guys, it's 7:39, so I'm gonna give you guys until 7:41. And then if nobody has anything else, I will give you guys your assignment for next week. I'm huge on assignments. I'm huge on giving. So the reason why I do that, because some people be like, well, why do you call it homework? Like nobody wants to do homework. Like when you say that, it's just a negative connotation. It's not a negative connotation. It's just basically me giving you something tactical and something that you can apply. Because the big thing behind all of this is to make sure that I'm giving you like tools, not even skills. I'm giving you tools. Hi, Tony. I'm giving you guys tools that you can use or things that can maybe help you or a different perspective or all of that so that, this can be beneficial. So it's 7:40. We got one more minute to see if anybody has anything. And if there be nothing, then I will give you guys your homework assignment and then we will call it a day a little bit early because another thing, I carved out from 7 to 8. So these live coaching sessions are supposed to go from 7 Central Standard Time to 8 Central Standard Time. So I carve out an hour to dedicate to you guys, to you wonderful, amazing ladies. Okay. So that's what I am here for. So we have just a few more moments and then we will go on and I will give you what you need and then we will go from there. Okay. All right. So speak now, forever hold your peace, and there be none. So what I want you lovely ladies to do is I want you, because this week we talked about stress. Okay. I want you guys to tap into or start utilizing that whole idea of self-awareness. So what I want you guys to do this week is I want you guys to really think about, take the time, turn off your cell phone, turn off the TV, unplug, sit in the room by yourself. And I want you to think to yourself and determine what your stress level is. Okay. One being, I'm not stressed at all. I'm perfectly fine. Life is good. Everything is amazing. To 10, that if one more thing happened, I might just shut down. Okay. I might just turn off from the world and I won't talk to nobody else ever in life. Okay. So I want you guys to think about where your stress level lies. Don't put it in the comments. It's your homework assignment. So we're going to talk about it next week when we start our show. Okay. So think about where your stress level is. Take the time to really, truly think about it. Think about, has anything been manifesting in your life, in your body? Do you find a change in yourself? Is your temperament different? All those things. Take the time to really figure out, okay, what is my stress level? Is it a 1 or is it a 10? Okay. Or anywhere in between. Then what I want you to think about is I want you to make a list of the techniques that you use. We talked about several. People shared in the comments. I shared some of mine. Think about some of the techniques that you use to de-stress and write those down. I do a lot of little assignments or little activities where I have people write a lot of things because it's different when you just think about something as opposed to when you write it and you see it. Okay. So I want you to write down what you think your stress level is. Write down the techniques that you use to de-stress. Okay. Then I want you to just put a little check mark next to the things that you've done of that list to actually de-stress. So you have this list of 5 things. Have you done any of them? And I'll tell you next week when we log into the show. I'll tell you next week why I'm having you do this or what, or kind of talk about what you discovered in doing that. Okay. So again, the homework assignment is think about where your stress level lies from 1 to 10. Write up a list of the things that you normally do to de-stress, and then put a check mark next to the things that you've actually done. Okay. So that's what I want you guys to do. You got a whole week to do it. Takes 5 minutes, if that. Okay. So that's the homework assignment that I want you guys to do for next week in preparation for our session or our show next week. Okay. If any of you ladies, wonderful ladies that come across this video, if you want to work with me, I am a life coach and personal advisor. If you want to work with me, email me at coachshaunjohnson@gmail.com. On Facebook, it is going to be in the header section. So you'll see my email address there. You can also, on my Coach Chaun page, just go up to, I think it says email me or message or something like that. And if you click that button at the top of my page, it will come to my email. So do that. To my ladies over there on YouTube, make sure you guys hit the thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe and share, okay? And my email address will be in the description box on YouTube, okay? Instagram, I'm sorry guys, they just don't have a way for us to do nothing over there. So you just have to catch it within that 24 hours and then go from there. But if you want to work with me, definitely feel free to reach out to me in my email. Okay. And then also, what last thing that I ask you ladies to do is in the comment section, if there's a topic that you want me to address, if there's something that you want me to talk about one week, you want me to dedicate a week to a particular topic, put that in the comment section. I kind of have a list of things that I'm going to eventually get to and probably come across as life goes on. Because like this week, I initially wasn't going to talk about stress, but I was like, you know what, girl, talk about stress. Talk about what you've been going through. Like, you've been going through a lot. Okay. So talk about that because you might be able to help somebody. But if there's topics that you want me to cover over there on Facebook, make sure that you guys put it in the comment section. And then also on YouTube, put it in the comment section. And I will make sure that I take a look at those suggestions and I will add those to our list of topics. If I feel like, it's enough there for me to do it. And then also, if you catch this as a playback on either platform, Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube, feel free to put questions in the comment section because if I see questions that come in after the fact, after the show is over, what I'll do is when we log in next week, I will address those when we're doing our recap so that I can also address those questions as well. If I don't already answer it in the comments. If I think it's something quick that I can just answer in the comments, then I'll just do it in the comments. But if I feel like it'll be beneficial to the group for me to share it verbally on the video, then I'll make sure I do that as well. Okay. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I hope that you found something that you can take from it. I hope that it's useful. And I hope that as we continue to do these week after week, I hope that our audience grows because what that will be telling me is that it is beneficial and that people are sharing it and that people are finding something from it. And I think that it'll start to branch our little circle out. So our circle is like here, it's real intimate and close, and I love it. And I love each and every one of you guys for taking the time to hang out with me and be here. But as that circle spreads, we're going to be able to have a larger impact on more and more and more wonderful women. Okay. So, again, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and tuning in. Like I said, I know you guys could have been doing anything on your Sunday evening, but you decided to come and hang out with Coach Chaun, and I appreciate it so very much. I'm so grateful and thankful to each and every one of you ladies that came out, came back, whatever. So I appreciate that. I'm going to go ahead and get this updated and uploaded to the YouTube channel. So if you guys don't already subscribe to my YouTube channel, make sure you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel as well as Coach Chaun over there on YouTube. And I shared it on my Chaun Johnson page as well, I think yesterday. So if you guys saw the video that I uploaded from yesterday, then you can just subscribe from there. But thank you so very much for hanging out with me. I hope that you guys have an awesome week and continue to be amazing. And just know that no matter what you're going through, no matter what stresses that you're going through, no matter what you have coming your way, you're going to make it out on the other side. And not only are you going to make it out on the other side, you're going to make it out even stronger, better, wiser, and even more amazing than what you already are. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. And until we reconvene next week, Sunday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, I will be talking to you guys later. Of course, I'll share things throughout the week on my page. But you guys have an amazing week, and I will talk to you guys next Sunday. Good night.